The big part of the strategy for your campaign before Harris became the nominee was appealing to black voters. That's something you were really going after. In polls, we really see Harris gaining ground with that group. And I'm wondering how you are going to go after black voters now to choose the nominee and really winning them over.
Well, it changes around a little bit. I'm getting other voters. Perhaps, I was doing very well with black voters, and I still am. I seem to be doing very well with black males.
I told you. Okay, I'm going to start over here because, again, I hit it. What I was saying was I was swamped getting ready for tonight's show. Getting ready for tonight's show was absolutely killer for me because I'm running around trying to put all the clips together that I'm putting together. Got it done just as the intro is playing. Sat down and had a chance to take a sip of water and okay, here we go. So anyway, that clip that you saw basically encapsulates everything I'm going to be talking about tonight. Tonight is an issue that I don't think I've heard anybody talk about since I've been bringing it up. I've brought it up a number of times. I've talked to you guys in video after video after video. I watch the news. I listen to what people say. And over and over again, nobody wants to talk about it. It's like the ghost in the machine. So that's why until I see somebody truly address this, until I see somebody dig into this data, I will continue to hold out, be the person carrying that flag, being that banner, that Donald Trump cannot be beat. Don't care what they say on television. CNN, we just found out tonight, CNN's basically broke. I mean, literally broke at this point. In fact, it has a value of just about zero. They took a $9 billion loss today. Let me just restate that. They took a $9 billion loss today. I don't even know how they can be on the air, except for maybe they're getting, some sort of stipend from the government. We've always thought, how do these people stay afloat? They pay these gazillion-dollar salaries, and they do everything out there to basically get behind the Democrat Party. They are an extension of the Democrat Party, and they can't make any money. They're dead flat broke. So how do they continue to get on the air with nobody watching? In fact, as I mentioned earlier, some of my shows do better than some shows on CNN, and they've got an entire network broadcast around the world in every single airport, basically in the country, and they can't get people to watch because they are, I'm going to say the word, they're shit. Everybody knows they're shit. I think even they know that they're shit. They can't get people to watch this network because all they do is spew pablum all over the place. And so that lady, I don't even know if she was from CNN, but she now that we've got, Kamala Harris here, I don't know what you're going to do, Mr. Trump, because, I don't know if you've noticed this, but she's a black woman. And, your whole idea of getting a major part of the black vote is kind of out the window. So what are you going to do about it? And he's like, my polls still show me doing well. And the polls still show me doing well with black men. And of course, the reporter wasn't prepared for that response. Had nothing to follow it up. Because she knows it's true. See, that's the big problem, is that she didn't want to delve into that because, and if you heard what he said in the question, he goes, you've seen the numbers. Don't play with me. You've seen the numbers. So if he knows the numbers and they know the numbers, then all these polls, which we're going to do our poll show tomorrow night, are complete hogwash. It's BS. Just to restate, before I start into this show tonight, I just want you to know, again, it's like burned in my memory. The Democrats historically win 85 to 90% of the black vote. In winning 85 to 90+% of the black vote, they have only been able to basically eke out victories by 4 or 5 points. So if Dementia Joe, albeit with all of the extracurricular activities, was only able to get a 4 or 5 point victory, and he needed 90%, 85% of the black vote to do it, what happens if you don't get 85 to 90% of the black vote? What happens? How do you make it up? Besides, what they did last time. But let's talk and say it was an even fight. If you lose a significant portion of that number, nobody has yet to be able to answer to me, how do you win? Well, what do you mean, Barry? If you need 85% and Trump has whittled off enough people where it's down to like maybe 77, 78%, where do you make up that gap? How do you close it? Because nobody's even answering it, because nobody's even asking it, because they don't want you to know. They're burying that information. So it's not like I'm out here trying to basically promote the black vote. I'm just trying to give you information. And what you're going to see tonight, after you've seen the things I'm going to show you, it's going to allow you to talk to more black people and say, hey, listen, what are you thinking? You'll hear a lady actually say, and it's amazing what I'm not even going to tell you. I'm going to let you just watch it. And then I'm going to let you hear from a pastor, not my pastor, another pastor. And I'm looking at this and going, there's so much opportunity out there just to keep whittling away. You're never going to win, as I've said many, many times. You're not going to win, Donald Trump. You're never going to win the black vote. Ain't going to happen. That's not the objective. The objective is to take off a big enough chunk of the black men, of the black women, of Hispanics. Just take off big enough chunk, and then you win. Remember, the iceberg wasn't bigger than the Titanic. It just worked enough where it opened a big old gashing hole, and it caused that thing to go down, depending on what version you've watched. But in any event, so the iceberg was dead ahead. They ran into it, they cut a hole in it, and they couldn't fix it, and it sunk. That is today's Democrat Party. They are the Titanic, and they are headed for an iceberg, and there's no way they can get away from it. This iceberg is sitting right there in front of them. And they told everybody, we're indestructible. We can't be sunk. That black iceberg, I'm not worried about that. It's for us. It won't hurt us. They are the same as the people who were dancing in the ballroom, not even aware that what was coming was going to destroy them. And I know this for a fact because nobody talks about it and nobody can refute what I'm saying. So, with that being said, let me go to the other thing that is going to be problematic or not problematic, but something that is actually a reason they can't win or all of the black men that they need to. Because I also said this and people got pissed at me. There are a lot, and I mean a lot, of black men, and I don't mean to sound sexist here, people. There are a lot of black men who don't want to see a woman president. I'm sorry. I don't want anybody pissed off at me. Don't flame me. Don't say, Barry, how could you? We just know there are a bunch of men in all shapes, sizes, colors, creeds, religions who just don't want to follow a woman leader. That's just how it is. But when you make that woman a black woman leader, ooh, that audience really grows, especially with black men. Now, I know some of you may be black here, but some of you white people may not understand, but one thing a lot of black men don't like is the head-shaking, attitude-having black woman. Might piss some of you guys off. I know that. I'm just trying to educate you. I'm just trying to give you some information. There's so many guys who have run across that kind of black woman, and they're like, I know what you're all about. I don't want none of that. I know that sounds so whatever-ist you want to put on the end of it, but it's the absolute truth. And there probably won't be many guys in here who are going to publicly say, yeah, he's right, man. He's right. I don't want that. No, 2 snaps up. Well, no, you can save that. No, you can really save the no, I don't want it. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I'm married 33 years to a white woman. However, I do got the cred. I have 5 black sisters. I have a half and half black mom who passed away. I have aunts and across the spectrum. And I've seen in person many times over many years the type of black woman I'm talking about. Now, I know, please don't flame me. Please don't flame me. I'm going to give you some culture here. The man in the house, if there is a man in the house, doesn't want this kind of woman up in his face. I don't know how else to explain it. Maybe in the black culture, the liberated woman just hasn't caught on yet in 2024. But I can tell you, the liberated woman with an attitude definitely ain't caught on. So yesterday, or whatever it was, she did her rally, Miss Kamala decided she wanted to show that side of herself. And as that happened, I went, you just lost a lot more men. Blacks, Hispanics, white. Nobody wants that, man. You're helping Trump with your tude. You think you're talking to your sisters. Well, I'm going to show you right now. Then we're going to talk about it because I know there's some people going, Barry, how can you say that? It can't possibly be like that. You know what I mean? Because, we're all in it together. I'm with her. No, ain't happening. So this was Miss Kamala. The different Miss Kamala than you see at some of her events. This is Miss Kamala who got comfortable. She got a little bit too comfortable, and she let it out. You need to see this. It's short. I may have to play it a couple times, but listen to Miss K right here.
You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that, otherwise I'm speaking.
Y'all seen that before? Y'all seen that look? Yeah. You know what? Basically, shut up. I'm talking right now. And I went, oh. And all the white women were like, oh, you tell her, girl. You tell him. And I went, oh, shit, you just lost the election. That's your Howard Dean woohoo moment. That's it right there. It ain't over yet. Because in the next 10 seconds, you can see how it's frozen. Then she looks at the person and goes, like, say something. Don't, just say something. I'm going to let you see that again. All right, here we go.
You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that, otherwise I'm speaking.
Here it comes. You want some more? I took that tape and went, oh, all the white women, liberal white women. Oh, you told him. Well, what was going on in the audience there were some, and this is where you knew she really screwed up, because the people in the audience were, the people free, whatever, the country over there fighting with Israel. And she didn't like being interrupted, because I got to read from my teleprompter here. You're making me mess up. You're out here making this noise, so y'all must be from the Trump camp. No, man, they got hijabs on. They're not from the Trump camp. You know exactly who they are, but you didn't want them interrupting you. So you had to step into the black comfort zone and go, you don't want none of this. Not a word. Just give you that look like, don't make me come off this podium. I will come off this podium and break a high heel off in your ass. I'm like, okay. Okay. That's how it is, huh? Let me just take this piece of segment of video. I'm going to run with this. I'm going to leave you, Kamala. Right? I'm going to leave you to your devices, because these liberal white women behind you leading you astray big time. It was so bad that I saw tweets. I was going, let me show you these tweets. And I'm like, nah, I can't show these tweets, because there were some tweets from black men who are like, F that B. I'm seriously, the language was like that. That B can kiss my A. And I'm like, she wasn't even talking to you. She was talking to this Palestinian chicks. But it was so offensive to black men who've seen that look. Trust me, I've seen it. I lived with it. I know the look. Those of you in here who are black men, y'all know you've seen that look. Those of you who are black women, you've probably given that look. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And it immediately set off a firestorm all over Twitter. And there were even people who, didn't realize what was going on. Hey man, why'd you call her F and B? What's wrong? What did she do wrong? They don't even see it. That look there, that's deep hood. That's where people in the hood go, oh, well, I see what you're doing there. Yeah, you letting everybody know, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what you did. You let everybody know. So I'm afraid I got my monitor over here with comments, and I'm about to take a few comments, and I'm like, I'm afraid, because there might be some people in here like, oh, Barry, you just stepped in it. Okay. Somebody just says, yeah, did it pop up? Why did it not pop up? Was that guy gone? Okay. Keith, clear your catch. Okay, so somebody, but the first one, somebody said, yeah, you know that look, Esther on Fred Sanford. You've seen that look. You know, you see that look, you know it. It's right there. What she said, brother, somebody just said, where is that? Went so fast. Brother, that look is, brother, that look is every woman, period. It's not just black women. Yeah, you may be right. I've gotten that look from my wife, and she's white. But my point is, black men know the look. And black men say, she's going to be president? I don't think so. Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, we may have to take it from our mom or our auntie or our grandmom or our wives, but I don't want none of them being president, though. Not a chance. What's up, Ray? Brother Barry, telling the truth. You need to hear, not what you want to hear. It's a scary thing. And that look from the maid from the Jeffersons. Yeah, I remember that. Lord, that's the sister girl move right there. It sure is. And so people recognize it. People recognize that, and it went like wildfire. People started chirping about it. Hey, did you see what she did? You know, and it was funny because like some of my white buddies were like, what'd she do? I'm like, you don't even recognize it, do you? No. Oh, so she telegraphed that to just a few people in the planet who know what's going on. Unfortunately for her, a lot of those people were black men. And so my tweet was basically, I put that short video up in a tweet, and I go, this will never show up in any poll, anywhere, at any time, but it's a huge data set. You can't measure that. There's nobody calling up somebody or texting somebody. All right, so I'd like to talk to you about Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. And okay, do you think that she speaks better? Yes. Okay. Does she smell better? Yes, probably. She got a better demeanor? Yes. Yeah, okay. You gonna ask me other questions? You ain't gonna ask me about the black attitude? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm not sure what you mean. Wait, that's not on my chart. I'm making fun because there's no way to measure that. The only way you measure that is if you know the look, and you know how black men feel about that look. you need to step with that, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. Trust me in this. Been black quite a long time. Even though I've got a lighter complexion, maybe I got about the same Kamala complexion, but I've been that complexion for quite some time. Big family. Been to cookouts. Speaking of cookouts, you know, if you've been to a black cookout, you've probably seen that look. The point being, all fun and jokes aside, black men in a huge number and Hispanic men in a huge number, because Hispanic women, they give you that look too. You best know that look. And like that man said, you know, there's white women that do it too. But the thing is, when you get in that booth and you close the curtain behind you, you remember that. You remember that and go, no, man, we can't have that. I know what she's all about. With one look, people will say, nope, can't have that. Can't have that. And I know it to be a fact. Absolutely. Joanne Reed has that. You're too funny, man. I'm trying to make light of something, you know, that's in the hood. Thank you, Marianne B. Thank you very much. I'm so sick of boss ladies. And it's funny because many of us will talk in a chat, but we won't say what we really think because we know there are women in here. We don't want to offend anybody. But unless you've been in a locker room, unless you've been, you know, by the keg or by the grill at the cookout where the ladies are in the kitchen and the guys are talking, hey man, I heard her rail on you last night. Yeah, man, I don't know what's wrong with that girl. Yeah, but you just let her do it. Yeah, I don't know how much. She crazy. Okay, you want to vote for this crazy woman? She's crazy. You want her president? Oh, hell no. Now, there's a good portion, obviously, of black men who just will vote for her because she's a somewhat black woman. But again, I'm just talking about chipping off of enough of these people to get Trump to win. And right now, that number seems to have dropped somewhere into the mid-70s in terms of what the retention is with Kamala Harris in black men. And it's declining. So if you need 85 to 90 to win, and it drops overall down to 75, 77 when you include the black women, where are you making it up? Because you're also losing the Hispanic market. Nobody is going to talk about this because it's so culturally deep. They don't think in 2024 we should even be talking about that. Oh, that's offensive. Well, it's real. It's as real to people in these communities as two men boxers boxing in a woman boxing competition is for you. You see, she's alienating so many aspects of that community. It would be one thing if it was just that one, but now add the other ones on. In the black and Hispanic community, people aren't really high on Transformers. In fact, they're really low on Transformers, and that seems to be one thing that both Tim Walz, who Milkshake Boy, and Kamala want to push very hard. Nobody is charting this information going, you guys okay with this? No, man, we're not. We're not okay with this. And I'm going to show you more stuff today to kind of prove it to you. So, and on top of that, the whole other group of people who don't quite believe that she is black and are pissed off that they feel she's trying to play it off on Best of Both Worlds. You don't hear that on MSNBC, CNN, CBS, and blah, 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 blah. Nobody wants to talk about it. Hey, man, what do you think about her playing it off on both sides? No, we don't want, we're not going to ask anybody that. We're just going to see, just going to push the agenda and the data that we want to push. We're not going to ask that. Unfortunately, some people have been asking that, and other people have just been giving their information. Check out this. This is insulting in so many ways that I don't even know what to think. Listen to this.
A Harrisburg, Pennsylvania CBS network anchor went to a central Pennsylvania barbershop seeking some candid conversation. Among the revelations, that some of the black men that he interviewed did not regard Harris as black.
White man says that there are black people that he didn't know. It was a revelation that there are some people who don't regard her as black. It's a revelation. Tell me these people aren't that obtuse to be shocked that some people in the hood don't look at her as being a black woman. Tell me that's not something he just said on a national television network. Let's continue.
Is Kamala going to make you a little more likely or less likely to vote Democrat?
Well, hold on, first, Ray, hold on, Ray. Is Kamala black, yes or no?
I'm going to let her speak on that.
That means no. Otherwise, you just say, yeah, she's black. There would be no hesitation. None whatsoever. Why would you hide it? Yeah, she's black.
But to me, no.
Oh, is Kamala black, yes or no?
I share that same view.
Wow. Is Kamala black, yes or no?
I heard she's half black and half Asian.
That's not what he asked you. He didn't ask you what you heard she was. He asked you, do you think she's black? And he had to look up and, So that was an offer. Nobody in there said, yeah, she's black. None. I've shown this to you before, but now it holds even more water.
What?
Now listen to this. I'm going to be quiet and let you listen to this capitulation, backstroking, bow-dowing to Kamala that he has to say here. Because right now, the data he just received from that little short clip that he decided to cut from, he's like, oh my God, what do I do here? Listen to this conehead stuff.
I played that audio on my SiriusXM radio program on Thursday. Many callers who self-identified as African-American were quick to tell me that those men were the exception, not the rule.
Why would you say that? And how do you have a data set to make sure that is a fact? I had a bunch of people call and say, hey man, that doesn't represent me. I feel she's black. Okay, thank you. Oh, hey man, I got to call you. Hey, how many times have you called a television or radio show because you heard something? Not that those people could have possibly been working for Kamala. I'm just saying, because I don't know, if I'm driving in a car and I heard that segment, I'm pretty sure I didn't say, no, man, he shouldn't speak. He doesn't speak for me. I think she's black. Come on, dude. Seriously. You expect people to believe that? No, it gets worse.
Some describe them as low-information voters, no different than you'd find among whites.
You just insulted these guys. These 4 or 5 guys in this barbershop whose vote counts every much as strong as yours does. You just said they're low-information black boys. Could he have been more insulting? I'm surprised they didn't have to pull him off the air. I'm surprised that CNN didn't have to issue a retraction. I'm surprised that CNN didn't have to apologize. But it's okay to do it if they say stuff you don't like them to hear. He just said that. They're low information people. Well, I got a question. Let's assume they're extremely low information. Basically Neanderthals walking the earth who can barely, bite their fingernails and pick their nose or scratch their you-know-whats. Just think they're just off the boat type guys, still boning the nose. Is the most elementary question you could ask another human being: what color is their skin? What kind of high IQ do you need to go, oh, he's white, oh, he's black. Can I get a cookie? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Low information. How high does your information have to be to look at somebody and say, yeah, that's a black man. No, that's a white. Oh, I'm too stupid to see the color of somebody's skin. His words, not mine. These people were low information, what? Barber shop guys? I'm as soon as I heard it, I'm like, whoa, they're in trouble. They know it. Ding, ding, ding. The alarms just went off. Let's go ahead and insult these people and call them low information, just like low information white people. Well, I don't have a scorecard, but I know damn well if I walked into the grocery store tonight and somebody said, hey, excuse me, Barry, I have a question. Can you point out the white people and the black people? Yeah, show me the black person. That dude, her, that one over there, him. Now show me the white people. You, that guy. What do you mean? I could be a functioning moron and figure that out. How did that enter into his equation to negate what they just said? They're low information. You know, these people just aren't that smart. They can't tell black from white. I can't believe that there's actually people walking the planet who can't tell black from white. But we found them.
She's using her color. I thought that Martin Luther King said the color wasn't the issue. I thought it was the content of our character.
Oh, you're completely misinformed, lady. Content of character? No, that's not what it is anymore. Now it's you have to basically be for everything that the other people are for. And it has nothing to do with your character anymore. You're allowed to have certain privileges if you vote for the right people.
We were supposed to be recognized for. But if she's going to keep running on that color, she's going to have a misconception about how black people really roll.
If you bring somebody into office that looks like you, but then continues to detriment your community, what was that for? But if you choose somebody who can raise your community, then you chose the right one.
Yes. Wait,
so
who do you choose?
Personally, I choose Trump.
I choose Trump. And I know what a black and a white person looks like.
Looking for who I think is more qualified to run the country. That's all I'm looking at.
Black Latinos are starting to be a little bit more critical. They're fed up of their hard-earned money going to illegal, undocumented people.
Kamala Harris did not do a good job on the border because, from what I know, a lot of people were coming from the other side.
It's amazing they found this many low IQ people walking around who aren't falling over themselves because Kamala Harris happens to look like them.
And doing a lot of bad things to what we call home.
I think she's not a good candidate for president because she's with Joe Biden for the past 2 years, a wreck up in New York, you know.
Colors don't matter, man.
Right, they don't.
Ask God, man.
That's true. So what do you think about a candidate that uses their race as a selling point? Do you think
that's some weird
That's weird.
That's some weird stuff. He's been hanging out with Tim Walz too much. That's just weird. But the Democrats will let you think that all the black people were in lockstep voting for Kamala Harris.
You lost. You lost already, 2024. If you racist today, you lost. Nobody going against Trump.
It's not about race. It's about what they provide for the society, is what they could do for the community.
With her putting a lot of black Americans in jail for the marijuana, they're not really.
They must think that, I'm sure, they must think that people walked into like Men in Black and got the little mindy racy thing. You're not supposed to remember last year. You're not supposed to remember last week. Now she's the best thing ever. Don't you know that? Forget that you never had any intention of voting for this woman. That was before. This is the new improved Kamala Harris. Don't bring up anything from the past because the polls all say you guys don't remember that and everything's fine. And yet real people are like, no. And she's no, I'm not going to have that. But it's what they want you to believe, right?
Going for her.
And now that she's running, the black vote suits her purpose. So, like Trump said, you know, now she's black.
Donald Trump is absolutely right. Her mother is Indian, her father is Irish Hindu, And she's always presented herself as Indian.
What do you think about Trump saying Kamala Harris is black? I thought she was Indian. She was saying she was Indian.
He laughed at her. This again. I'm going to keep. This is the point of tonight. Everything I'm showing you right now, and for the next few minutes here, doesn't show up on any poll. I challenge you to find anywhere in the methodology any line item that talks about what people really think about her. And you got this guy just laughed. Just literally laughed. But again, these are low IQ people.
That's my response. Trump is an open book, yo. Facts.
That's just Trump being Trump. I don't believe he's racist. I don't even think he has a racist bone in his body.
And Trump said that Kamala Harris always portrayed herself to be Indian, and now all of a sudden she's saying she's black.
Right? Nah, she's really Indian. She just want our support. She trying to snatch our support away from Trump. But that's not how that's going down.
And I think to myself, I should be a paid consultant. These people should be paying me big money because they're obviously missing so much. It's just too funny. Please don't let the communist in office. You can vote communism, but you can't vote it out. These people know. These people absolutely know what's going on. No, there's no way Kamala is getting 98% of the black vote. Ain't gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Barry, it's amazing how the different news channels are spewing it. Yeah, what was that? Yeah, absolutely, because you recognize they're doing it. I mean, you look Spanish, Rios family, and I'm sure you've got friends and family and people you hang out with, and if you're in a group of 10 people, maybe half of them will say we're voting for Kamala. Maybe 6, 7 will say they're voting for Kamala. If 2 or 3 say they're not, she can't win. It is literally that simple. The math just doesn't work. The math doesn't change. They can't fake that. They can't do any except for bringing in extra votes or something. But besides that, all things being equal, they can't make the math work. And so I keep sitting back going, nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. I hope you guys realize now as you flip through the channels and say, and you see them basically choreographing things and basically having to pay people to make videos and stuff to try it. And now you've got people out there saying, they tried to contact me. They offered me $10,000 and I told them to go pound sand. Making a video on that tomorrow. I've aggregated a number of these influencers who've said, get bent. We're not doing it. Imagine an influencer, Twitch kick guy, YouTube person, saying, I don't need your money, number one. Number two, you can't pay me enough to say anything good about you. That's how bad it is. You have to be brain dead to vote for that woman. They count by the votes. It's crazy. Fortifying election. That's the word for it. Absolutely. Hi, Christine. You know what? I haven't gotten enough. Christine, I don't mean to basically put you out there because I can just look at you. I know I may be low IQ, but I look at your name and look at your picture. So I'm trying to make an assumption. I hope you don't revoke the $19. But the other data point you never hear, I haven't heard it on any network. What are the Asian people thinking? You know what I mean? Because one of the things I think of, and I see Christine and her generosity here, and I think to myself, Asian people, are you guys falling for this? Because I know the blacks aren't, I know the Hispanics aren't, and nobody talks about, hey, what are the Asian people doing here? Nobody talks about it. Never hear it on CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, all alphabets. Nobody ever talks, what are the Asian people in America thinking about Kamala Harris? Why? Why is nobody talking about that? It's crazy. Kamala is too overconfident. She let her ego get the best of her. Yeah, I can believe that. The issue isn't not what her race is. It's the lack of authenticity. People know when someone is not being authentic. the only reason I am speaking of race, just so I want to make this absolutely clear, I'm speaking of race from a position of demographic methodology. I know that sounds like a big fancy word, even coming from a low IQ person like myself. Demographic methodology is what goes into, and I'll show you guys again this tomorrow, what goes into making a poll. It has nothing to do with whether someone's racist or not, or what they think. It is who are the people who make up the electorate. This percentage of people are white, this percentage of people are Hispanic, this percentage of people are Asian, this percentage of people are black. Now, what is this electorate, this black electorate, how much of them are voting for Kamala Harris? So I'm not speaking of race from a perspective of, he's black, she's black, whatever. I'm speaking of being able to measure and put those basically discs in the electoral machine here. And right now, the recipe and the analysis shows that historically, the Democrats control this percentage of that electorate, the black electorate, to win an election, historically. You can go back years and years and years and see that they put the same square into the hole. And my point I'm making is this is different. This is different because now they don't have the same size square to put in that hole anymore. It's smaller. And it's small enough to where somebody like Donald Trump can win against a somewhat black candidate because they're assuming the numbers stay the same and nobody wants to talk about those numbers. They just tell you Kamala's up by 10 points. That's odd. Who took the poll? Who did you ask? What did you do? And then how many of those people were blacks? And how many of those people were black likely voters? And how many, you see what I'm saying? I can make a poll look any way I want. If I called my sisters and, I talked to 5 black women today. Really? Yeah, all 5 black women said they're voting for Kamala. It's 100%. Wow, that's pretty impressive. And look, I think you need a bigger sample. All right, let me call their friends. What do you guys think? Oh, so 94% of the people I called said they were going to vote for Kamala. Interesting. But you never talk to the other ones who aren't. Again, like you'll see in the polling data tomorrow, most of these things are 4,000 or 5,000 people or under. Great. As I pointed out in the video yesterday, Aiden Ross, with his interview with Trump, spoke to 100 plus million people. 100 million. And I've talked about this on Twitter, and people just can't even comprehend what I'm saying. Barry, 800 people is enough of a sample size. Really? So you're discounting everybody else other than that 800, and that 800 you're saying are representative of the mass amount of people. So it's not so much that I'm talking about race, I'm talking about the race of the electorate, the demographic methodology. Big difference. Aya Burns, hey Aya, naturalized American here, and I don't like Kamala. She's not authentic, and even worse, she's very incompetent. Yeah, I believe you there. Barry's right about Kamala, good point. And it's not even so much a right thing as much as it's a cultural thing. Those of us who have been around certain people know how these people feel. Democrats have made it about race the last 80 years. That's exactly true. That's just on kick. That doesn't include, what's it say? That doesn't include when he put it on YouTube also. Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, Monday, this stream with Elon Musk is going to break every record in media history. I cannot even fathom how many people are going to listen to this stream where Elon Musk and Donald Trump sit down. When that woman asked him at the press conference today, you don't seem to be campaigning much. We don't see you doing much. And he looked at her like, that's a stupid question. What do you mean? Yeah. Do you understand what I just did a couple days ago with Aiden Ross? Do you know what we're doing on Monday? Yeah, they have no idea. None whatsoever what's about to happen on Monday. Fantastic. All right, so now I got a gentleman who has never voted, basically, Republican in his life. Now, he doesn't show up in that demographic methodology. Now, he doesn't say anything negative about Kamala's race or black girl attitude, but now he's talking about the actual policies, things that actually make people tick. Let's listen to him.
Yo, real talk. This is some real talk. This ain't, you might be right, because that's coming on YouTube. Here it is, truth of the matter. I just went to Walmart to buy some ground beef to make my daughter daddy's special spaghetti. The ground beef, which was not even a pound of ground beef, was $30. $29.97 to be exact. What's going on? What is really going on? I don't understand it. It's crazy. So I wind up not buying the ground beef. I bought just some of the things that we need in the house right now. Razors, some cotton pads for my wife so she can wipe her makeup off when she's wearing makeup. Some soap, some shaving cream. What else did I get? Oh, I bought a new electric toothbrush. Yeah. $86 at Walmart. $86 at Walmart. What is going on? At this point for meat, I'm getting ready to learn how to hunt and kill some shit.
So right there, he's told you he's making the step into the red. I'm about to go hunt and kill some shit because my family got to eat. It's enough of that. So when you hear him say that, it's so bad that it's now time for me to basically pull out the Jimmy, go out into the woods and get some food because I'm a man who has to provide for my family. I have to make sure my kids and wife are fed. You think this guy is worried about, Transformers and baby removals and all the crap that Kamala is talking about? Or is this guy thinking, I need to find a way to provide for my family, get gas in my tank, pay for my mortgage, so that, everybody can basically do what we need to do to live? It makes it an easy choice. They don't want to talk about that.
Skin some shit, hang it up, and get the meat. I told baby girls, as soon as we buy this house, we got deep freezers because guess what? I'm killing everything that I can go into the damn woods and find because Democrats want to say, yo, they did this for the economy. They did this. Our economy's booming, this and that. No, it's not, bro. Who the hell goes to Walmart to buy some ground beef?
I can't help it. This is the kind of conversation that's happening not just in black families, but in Hispanic, even white families as well, where people are looking at kitchen table ideas, kitchen table issues. And I look on the screen and I hear a rally, and I look up at the rally and it's like, what are you talking about? Transformers and baby removals and all this other kind of stuff. And I can't even get hamburger from a baby girl to make some spaghetti? That's what you want to sell this guy? Good friggin' luck. So when I see these rallies that she's having, I'm thinking to myself, most of these are probably white liberal women who don't have to or don't have babies, don't have children, don't want to have children because they really want to do with the whole baby removal thing. And they don't have men that are intrinsically designed and wired to take care of them. It is a side of our American culture of people. like Tim Waltz. Remember I talked about him last night. The guy owns nothing. Forget the whole thing we've been finding out lately about his proclivities for a certain kind of fluid. But in addition to that, we found out that he's a coward. And in addition to that, he doesn't own a home. He doesn't have any stocks, doesn't have any bonds. He's 60 years old. He's got nothing. None of this makes sense to men. And so when you see basically dudes for Harris and they've got the hair buns out there and talking about, I don't want to have to take care of my family and protect her. That's an outdated concept. It's toxic masculinity. And this guy's like, hey man, I'm about to go out in the woods and shoot shit. Do you see the drastic difference of men there? I mean, you can't but help see that this guy's like, I have to do whatever I have to do to provide for my family. What a great man who understands at this point, I don't want to have to take my gun and point it at somebody in a store. So I need to basically get a hide, get out there and shoot some shit in the woods. Because I got to bring the meat home. I'm buying a deep freeze and I'm making sure I pack that thing with meat in case shit hits the fan. Smart man. Absolute smart man. You think the hair bun guys are doing that? No, not a chance. Not a chance.
Beef, bro. That costs $29.97 a pound. Or it was a pound of ground beef for $29.97. Not me.
Not me either. Probably not many of you. Real issues that face real families, that are real Americans, the Democrats don't want to talk to. They don't even want to address it. When she gets up in her rallies and says, I understand that gas prices are high. I understand that food prices are high. As soon as I get in office, we're going to do something about that. And I'm thinking to myself, do the people in the audience not realize what her current job is and has been for the last 3 years? What kind of hoodwinked moron do you have to be to understand that she and Dementia Joe have created the situation you want to see change in, and then you're listening to her saying she wants to make the change when she could make the change with Dementia Joe right now? Very simple. Very easy. They don't do it. They're lying to you. All of them. They're completely lying. And I just loved how Trump went out there today and called her out and basically did an hour and 15-minute press conference, took every single question, didn't need any notes, no teleprompter, didn't need diagram granimals so he know which question went with which reporter. He just called it. He understood this is where we're going. So I saw some things in the comments in here where you guys were talking about what time Monday. They haven't released the final details as to when Elon and Trump begin their interview. I'm sure it'll be coming out. It's probably fluid how they're. I hope they do video. I understand they may just do audio, which to me would suck. We want to see their faces. But there's so many things changing right now. And I understand how you guys feel. You probably understand how I feel. And everything that happened in the financial markets today, there are people talking out there as though everything's fine again. And they don't understand the underlying symptoms of what's going on. They don't understand how quickly the government had to actually move themselves to make it look better. The things that cause these problems haven't changed. It's just what people are doing to make your attitude look better. So what that means for me, and I'm telling you, and not just because they're involved with me on this show, but the people at Lear Capital, I'm going to be doing some more interviews with them, getting some more financial people involved here so you guys can be prepared. Because I don't know if you saw that Jamie Dimon came out today and said he's 35-40% sure we're heading into a recession. Many people say we're already there. They just don't want to say it because the election's coming up. In any event, begin hedging your bets. You know that inflation is still on the rise all across America, and our dollar is being devalued more and more every single day by the Federal Reserve and their massive money printing schemes. So you have to ask yourself, are my investments really safe? I doubt it. Listen to this. Government debt is growing at the rate of $1 trillion every 100 days. Since 2020, every dollar in your wallet has lost 24% of its purchasing power. And in just the last 18 months, what you need to survive as a family, your groceries, your necessities, have gone up by $11,000 per family. These are unsustainable and outrageous numbers. That's why I'm recommending that you call my friends at Lear Capital. They'll show you how easy it is to move some of your assets into gold and silver. You know, assets that are growing in value instead of keeping them in a dollar, which is declining in value. And as we approach the election, and with all the volatility in the world, now is the time to take some action. Call Lear today at 800-601-5430 or go to learberry.com. When you go to Lear, you'll be able to download a de-dollarization guide. It will show you specifically how your dollar is deflating every single year. There's no obligation, it's just free information. You'll learn how to protect your hard-earned money with gold and silver. Just so you know, Lear has over 27 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, $3 billion in trusted transactions, and is the only company with a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee. Call Lear at 800-601-5430 or go to learberry.com. And when you give them a call, ask how you can get $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualifying purchase.
Why you voting for Trump, huh? Why? Because I know what a woman is. Get out of the way, dude. And I know who started the Russian collusion.
Who started it?
Barack Hussein Obama. I just talked that. I'm saying, if you're not for Trump, you're doing something wrong, brother. You're doing something wrong.
Voting for?
Trump.
Why you voting for Trump?
Because I like Trump.
See, these are the things that the media doesn't want us to see. They want us to think that America is so divided and that everyone is so separated from each other. Well, no, this is just the image that's being portrayed about the media. We see America is for Trump. This is clear as day. The people who you guys said that if you didn't vote for Joe Biden, you ain't black, those people remembered that, and they're going to show up this November.
Okay, so I want to stop there for a second. Notice what he said there. It's something that the Democrats don't want to be an issue for them. Memory. As much as they've tried to gaslight people, they can't erase people's memory. People aren't falling for it. So I don't know where they're getting these people that they bring to the rally. I don't know where these people who are dialing on to these Zoom calls, but people in mass are understanding, I remember what you did to me. You're not pulling the wool over my eyes. And so tonight, is it tonight or tomorrow? There's a Zoom call happening with Hispanics for Trump and a Zoom call. And they expect over 100,000 people on that Zoom call. Huge. Of course, the media isn't going to talk about it. That is the key to all the problems here, is that the media is straight up lying to people.
Voters are tired of the same administration being in office since Obama. The same policies are being pushed. The same things are being pushed on our children in schools all across America. They have no choice. Teachers are losing their jobs for making a stand against this stuff. America is fed up. America is tired.
America is fed up and America is tired. It's so true. Now, that was, I've talked about a few black men, right? They should make a movie, a few black men. But this is a woman, and this video is amazing to me, what she says here. And it should cause each one of you seeing this to say to yourselves, you know what? I should do something about what she says. If there are other black people, Hispanic, Asian, if there are other people like this, maybe I should basically step out and do what the media isn't doing. And that'll come clear to you as you hear what she has to say. Because she was threatened and insulted by a bunch of other black people who told her, she was stupid for even entertaining anything about Trump. Listen to what she says here.
Now, I told y'all when y'all come for me, I come back, and since people like to think they slick, I need to come on by here and show them I do oil changes. Now, we're going to address this. We lost another one to the cult. First of all, who is...
All right, so somebody had posted a comment on one of her videos saying we lost another one to the cult. Meaning, hey, we got another black person leaving the reservation here, a plantation, and we can't have that. She's leaving it to the cult. She's leaving for the cult. And they don't want to hear that.
Another one. Because I don't even know you. When were we together? Skin folks don't make us kin folks. And sometimes dirt is thicker than blood, if you know what I'm saying. So how could you lose somebody you don't know? How many of my bills have you paid? How many children do I got? Do you even know that? No, you don't. So we ain't lost nothing. And then you're going to say, we lost another one to the cult. The only hateful, evil, vile, occultic type of people is yourself. Because you're trying to make people who look like you vote for somebody who, under false pretense, supposed to be like you. Right. Is you out of your mind? We cannot be this ignorant in this day and age. I'm not voting for anybody else based on their color. And let me explain to you what I mean. The only time that I have ever voted was in 2008, ignorantly, blindly, based on color. I did not know anything about Barack Obama until the night he was elected.
How many people, black people, just were overcome with emotion and said, hey, listen, we just need to vote him because he's black. We need the first black president. Didn't care. And then how many people realized they couldn't get any refunds, and they're like, well, I did that once. Ain't doing it again.
And God opened up my eyes and showed me he was everything anti-God. He was a whole demon. And his policies proved to be so. So I vowed that I would never, ever vote in any political party ever again. I can legislate in the spirit realm. You understand me? Because that's where real work takes place.
All right, so she was so disillusioned by what happened with Barack Obama and Michelle Obama that she said, I'm never voting again. I just can't deal with this. So I'm just going to give it up to God.
However, y'all pushing me over there to the cult. Patriots, can I be a part of y'all cult? That's what they call.
That's what I wanted you to listen to. I've never seen, in all of my travels on the internet, pulling together videos, bringing different presentations to you, I've never seen a black person say, do I have the permission to be one of you guys? Can I take the invitation? Can I come down and take the invitation? And I don't know where she originally posted this, because I'm not on Facebook, but wherever she posted this, I guess it might have been TikTok, I wondered how many people said, yes, you can come join us. Please come here. We want you here. We welcome you here. Open arms. That is your opportunity right now. Just think to yourself, how many people are out there completely lost and disillusioned, who don't know what the heck is going on? The media is telling them this, life's reality is telling them that, and they're just mixed up. And this orange man, he's bad, he's done all these things, he's got 34 felonies, and he keeps doing this stuff. All my friends say this, but he hasn't done anything to me, and I think what he did 4 years ago, actually worked for me. But at the same time, now we got this somewhat black woman, and all my black friends are saying, you have to vote for her. Can I come with you guys? When I heard that, I was like, that is so much like an invitation at church. You welcome people into the church from all different races, all different backgrounds, and that person comes to you with an open heart and says, I'd like to accept this. This woman in a political vein is like, can I come with you guys? Can we walk? And I thought immediately, this is where we're probably missing it as Trump supporters. where he's up there and he's making his speeches, and you don't realize that down deep in your own neighborhood, store, job, there are people who are looking to say, can I get with you guys, man? This stuff's crazy. I'm not in the transformer ideology. I don't want to do this. I'm not a big fan of the baby removal, even though I'm black, Hispanic, Asian. Can I walk with you? And I say to myself, that's it. If people knew that they could find sanctuary and refuge with people who have a working mind, that it's just not, I have to do what I'm supposed to do, and that you're the actual cult, we're just free thinkers, just imagine how big this tent could grow. Maybe I'm just being ideological and thinking this is amazing, but I've never heard anyone say, can I get with you guys? Y'all seem to have it down right.
Y'all, a cult. The same people walking around here calling this man a racist, but in the same token say his color of his skin is orange and call him racist when they really racist. Most vile and evilest people that would attack their own kind because they won't go the way that they want them to go. No, I'm not no sucker. Lollipops get licked, and I'm not one. These people policies put my son in the dirt, for your information, and hundreds of thousands of other parents are bleeding life sentences of pain behind their policies. So you go right on ahead and vote Kamala. I'm going to be right behind you with a force, voting her arse right on up out of there.
Yes.
She not even going to make it, period. She not even going to make it. And we can come back and have that conversation when she does not. But for right now, you patriots, can I come and be a part of y'all code? Because I'm
yes.
leaning, okay?
Yes.
I don't care if it's Ronald Reagan, John F. Kennedy, Donald Trump, anybody except that party. Can I come and join y'all code? Let me know in the comment section below, and let him know too.
Can I come walk with you? Could you ever imagine that there are people walking around right now who are wondering, just like it is when you're in church? I remember when I met my wife's father for the first time. I think I've told the story. We went up to the hills in North Carolina, and it reminded me of the movie Deliverance. And I'm like, oh boy, this is kind of weird. And then when I met her father, and I had just been a recently rebaptized Christian, and I met this guy, and he had this peace about him. And I just felt, I said, went through the day, and I said, Robin, your dad just seems like unfazed, just like life is, it's great, everything's fine. And I thought to myself, how do I get that peace? And she's like, you got it. You just have to accept it and open up. You've already been baptized. Just relax and give it up. And I thought the same parallel with people like that is that this woman is saying, hey, listen, they're hounding me. The evil, the spirits, the demons are all out here basically hounding me. And I realize it's wrong. Can I get with you guys? And I hope to God that her comment section lit up. I hope that everybody who saw that video on wherever she had it posted, yes. And I hope that you open up your mind and heart and understand there are people who look different, who may have purple hair and dark skin and nose rings, who may not look like what you would think MAGA looks like, who are just walking around wondering, this can't be it. What I'm seeing, my kids going to school, as she mentioned, my son just was killed. Other people's sons were killed. Nobody's doing anything about it. Can I walk with you guys? And I know every one of you people watching this video would say, hell yes, come on. Well, it's easy to say now after you've heard her say it, but be proud. For the last couple of years, they've made us made us afraid of going out and being pro-Trump. And down here in South Florida, basically we have the boat parties and everybody's out there waving their flags, and it's become just a haven at this point where we don't care. You're the outsider if you come to South Florida and see people wearing Trump stuff or waving Trump flags, because this is a free state of South Florida, or the entire state. But where you are, it may not be that free. But yet there may be people that you just come across who just have a look on their face and just think to themselves, man, this can't be it. I just can't have to go and just vote Democrat just because of where I live, where I work, color of my skin. That's where you come in. That's where I come in. Show them the big tent. Show them, hey, man, this is what it's all about. What do you guys got to say there, you know? Hello, all Trumpsters. Yeah, bring them in. I believe something, come on in, love. Patriots welcome all, absolutely. Of course you can walk with us. Love it. Love that you guys are saying this. Wish I knew her name. I would follow her on X. I'll see if I can look up her handle, whether it's on, X or if it's on TikTok or something. Keep telling everyone the truth. Trump rallies are happy because so many colors. Yeah, absolutely. Now, it's funny because the next two sections I have here are from black people who went to Trump rallies, who basically stepped out and said, you know, what's all this all about? And it reminds me of basically a revival, because yeah, there's going to be people peeking and going, what in the hell are all these people doing? What is up with you guys? What I don't get it. What is it? What's this all about? And so here's another one for you. This guy, I call him the Black Cowboy. Let's see what he's got.
Listen, I'm sick of the division. I mean, I come from generational ignorance. Generational ignorance. I only voted for Obama because he was black.
Generational ignorance. I hadn't heard that before. Now look at this guy. If you didn't see him at a Trump rally, he looks like he'd probably scare a lot of white people. You know, kind of a big guy, dreads. He doesn't look like your typical MAGA person, but he is.
I didn't like what I saw, and then I started doing my own research. Trump got me interested in politics. I'm tired of being divided. I'm tired of thinking, and I'm tired of seeing people that look like me think that we're supposed to vote Democrat, because generations and generations have been voting Democrat. They've done nothing for us. They're out here panhandling for votes. They're whitewashing their faces. They're trying to look like us and talk like us. Kamala's not like us. Let's just stop all the division. We are Americans. Let's make it make sense. Vote for who has the best policies that suit you and your family.
You feel the energy? This is what I'm talking about. This guy feels the spirit, per se, right now. He feels the MAGA spirit inside of his chest. And he's like, hey, we need to tell more and more people what we're feeling. Doesn't it sound religious to you almost? And I'm not saying that we're some religious cult or anything. I'm just saying the feeling of, hey, my eyes are open. I'm ready to walk off this plantation. I want to get away from the evilness that these people are talking about.
And the rest of the people in your community, that's what we need to be voting for. And let's stop being fooled by just the presidential vote, and let's get on those senators' behinds. Let's get on those state representatives' behinds and those congressmen. Let's stop being fooled and let's start doing our research. Trump 2024. Amen.
That is it. I just wish that we could tell more and more people that what you're being, just get away from the TV. Stop. Don't watch these people. They're absolutely nuts. I saw one video again today where they don't want you to say good morning because saying good morning to somebody is racist. It's insane. They are creating a legion of other insane people. Nothing that they're saying right now, especially with this new guy just coming in, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. As of what now? It's as of 8:15. I heard my phone buzzing, but I have not received a notice anywhere that story that I put up about the type of fluid ingestion that's going on about Tim Walz has not been disputed. And I'm not going to go there because I talked about it this afternoon, but there's a story about the guy that Kamala Harris picked to be her vice president had a strange affliction for drinking a type of fluid that would just absolutely disgust you. I mean, I know it's after dinner for some of you, so I'm not even going to go there. But I don't even find it disgusting. I find it evil. There's no way anybody who is sane would have done that if he did it. There's no way people would want to be Transformers. There's no way that this guy, Waltz, would want to encourage 7-year-old kids to do it without their parents' consent. It's insane. Absolutely insane. So this guy decides he saw one of these videos, and he's going to go to his first Trump rally ever.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I went to my first Trump rally today here in Atlanta. By the time I got there, man, the doors opened at 1 o'clock. I think by 2 o'clock it was closed. It was already full. When I got there, it was already closed, man. I think that place hold like 6,000, 7,000 or something like that. It was already done, man. So I had to stand out there in that hot ass heat. It was hot. It was cool though, man. My first Trump rally, it was really, really cool. I got a little short video I'm gonna show you guys in a minute though. Yeah, they had Antifa out there making all that fucking noise. Palestine, free Palestine, just a whole lot of, they were making just a whole lot of noise, man, Antifa. But it was pretty cool though, man. I enjoyed it, man. I think Trump came out about 6 o'clock, man. Like, god damn.
Sorry about that.
I waited 3 hours, man. It was hot as hell in that sun, Atlanta sun. That shit was hot. I couldn't take what I was to Trump. Trump, I gotta go, brother. This damn heat was fucking me up out there, but anyway, man, it was cool though, man. Check a little video, man. I took a lot of video, but I'm gonna show one little piece though, yeah. It was my first Trump rally. Everybody was real nice. It was cool, laughing, having fun though, man. It was pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, right. It was at least 10 or 15,000 people on the outside. It probably was more, but I'm just at least 10 or 15,000 outside. Just standing around, man, looking at they had the Jumbotron, whatever, the big the TV monitor, whatever, watching the monitor from the outside, at least 10 or 15,000. And they did not have no booty shaking. They didn't have to trick nobody to join. They had to go get the homeless people to come into the place.
Nope, no Megan Thee Stallion twerking. Just Trump up on a stage talking. Nope, didn't need all that. And this guy seems absolutely stunned. Sorry about that language.
It was straight up for Trump, period.
So he's outside the venue right now with the overflow crowd, just with the sound just piped in.
First Trump rally. The state has gone to hell. The place was full. They stopped letting people in like an hour after it opened. So it's like maybe, I don't know, she was the one that started 10 to 15,000 people outside.
This is the stuff Trump always says when he says, hey, listen, by the way, there's a whole bunch of people outside. They never want to show that on the news. They never want to show the overflow. And this guy's there for the first time. He comes out the hood and goes, what is this? I've never seen anything like this.
Way more people outside than inside. Way more. But guess what? He did not have there was no woman there shaking her ass. With no twerking going on either. This was straight up love. Look at this right here.
This is straight up love. Big beaming smile. Something he didn't expect. You didn't even get in. And it's hot, as he said, and you decided to just take a video of what's going on outside.
To help spring child predators and dangerous criminals out of prison all over the state. And during the left-wing riots in 2020, so that she urged her followers to donate to bail rapists and murderers out of jail while saying that the violent...
It's a revival. It's a straight up revival, and people are seeing it, and they're going for the first time, and they're noticing it. So I think if you remember back to the RNC, and the RNC was a couple weeks ago, and one of the people who spoke at the RNC was Amber Rose. As I said earlier in my video earlier today, Amber Rose, gazillion followers, and so she was talking to Aiden Ross after Aiden Ross and Trump spoke, which means maybe she's thinking about doing something. But all this thing about Kamala and the race and everything else got her to speaking about her family, because obviously if you've seen Amber Rose, you can actually see she's of a mixed race. She's not all black or all white, she's mixed. And she's talking about why Kamala's issue bothers her.
I'm biracial, Aiden. I have a black mom and a white dad. And, you know, for me, people get mad at me because I identify as biracial. I don't pick a side. I don't say I'm a black woman. I don't say I'm a white woman. I don't feel like either. I feel like both.
Right.
And people have a problem with that. They want you to identify with being black. What do you mean you're not taking a side? You have to be black.
So I think the confusing part with Kamala is that she really promoted herself as an Indian woman, and she picked a side, essentially.
Right.
Even though she's biracial, she picked a side. And now all of a sudden she wants the black vote. And it's like, oh, I'm a black woman now.
Right, right.
It's like, we understand that you're biracial, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm biracial, but you know, you did pick a side, and now you're just switching to another side.
To get votes.
People see it. The people, especially some of these younger people, are their eyes are open. They're not watching MSNBC, CBS, and all these other things. The people who watch CNN and MSNBC and NBC News and CBS News are you. You need to be more like them. Unplug. Don't listen to their insanity. Don't play their silly games. And just understand that they're lying to you. Their jobs at this point are to look in a camera and absolutely lie to you. They don't have any idea that this woman went up on a stage yesterday or the day before and alienated so many people by her black girl attitude. And I'm talking about Kamala. They don't even understand it. They won't report it. And like I said earlier tonight, that is a data point that won't show up in any poll. None. Anywhere. Anytime. Because they don't even know how to measure it. So I have one last segment here. It's not long. It's a minute long. And I want to show you another segment that I guarantee you they also can't measure. And this one might just be the most relevant, the most influential segment of them all. This is probably going on across the country right now, and nobody wants to talk about it. This guy brought the heat. Listen to this.
You sitting up here trying to defend LGBTQ? You need to repent to JESUS. What they did, here you go. They pushed LGBTQ on black people. I can't vote for a party that is for all kind of sexual perversions. I can't do it. I can't vote for a party that's going to accept trans going into women's restrooms. I can't do it. I can't go with a party that wants to cut little girls' breasts off to make them boys. I can't go with a party that says you can be a boy today and a girl tomorrow. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't follow a party that wants to sexualize our children in school, put drag queens in front of them, reading them little children's stories. I can't do it. I can't support a party that wants to take the rights of parents away. Y'all got to make a decision. It's either God or the devil.
That's the choice right now. And that's the choice that many, many, many people are now faced with and many people are making. And because of that choice that they have to make, which is a really, really hard choice to make, because you know how basically the influences work in today's world. The peer pressure involved in it, family pressure, coworker pressure. All of this is just pulling people apart, and they're loving it. The Democrats absolutely love that it's ripping families apart, that it's ripping churches apart. It's sick. Sometimes I wonder to myself, do they actually believe it? Then I see how some of them live. And that, again, is something that doesn't show up in any poll anywhere. They don't understand because they don't ask those questions. There's never a question on any poll that says, do you believe that it's religiously and against your faith to see this ideology? They never ask that. They never will ask that. Why? Because they need to make these polls look a certain way. And again, I collect videos and I compile and I look at things. I could literally do this for 4 or 5 more hours just on the videos that have come out in the last couple days. And I look at this thing and I go, oh, it gives me hope. There's hope for America. And then I make the mistake, or not make the mistake, but because of what I do, I'll turn on CNN and go, oh my God. They make it seem like that we're weird. We are weird because we don't subscribe to all the crap that they want to do and foist upon Americans. If we don't believe in newcomers, if we don't believe in baby removal, if we don't believe in transformers, if we don't believe that boys can become girls and vice versa, if we don't believe in any of that, we're the weird ones. But I'm here today like a preacher to tell you, you're not the weird one. There are many, 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 many people out there who need to hear from you. I'm just trying to motivate people to say, listen, before people go to the dark side, or before people choose to stay home, do what you can and talk to people. Because they're looking. They're looking for guidance, because there are so many people who are against all the stuff that the Democrats stand for, that they're looking for someone to show them the way. And how do I know? And how would you know that there are so many people looking for an alternative that don't want to deal with this stuff that the Democrats are pushing down our throats? How do I know this? Because they're trying to shut people like me and others up from telling people there's an alternative. If there was no threat to them, they wouldn't care what we said. They wouldn't care if people were out there, basically high-fiving and talking about being in America. They wouldn't care because there would be no threat. Hey, this is in the bag. We're going to win. We don't need to do all the gaslighting. We don't need to do any of the brainwashing or MK Ultra stuff that's going on. We don't need to do any of that. Y'all go ahead and have your rallies. We don't care. Hey, Barry, you want to make some videos and say certain words? We don't care. They're throwing people in jail in England for speaking out. I don't know if you know that. They are actually putting people in jail and asking other people to snitch on them if they say certain things or certain words that the government now doesn't like over there. Don't think that can't happen here. Don't think that it won't happen here. People need you. And I just wonder how many times you realize the burden that's on your shoulder instead of looking at it as a burden, possibly looking at it as an opportunity. Because people need you. You know more than they do. You understand more than they do. Colin Cowherd, who's a big sportscaster, and they're using him to push stuff on people. And today he put up a post and it was just so stupid. He's like, when I look at Kamala Harris, I realize here's a leader that smiles. And I posted in reply, this guy is so full of crap he doesn't even remember when he sold out. Because I would have one question for him. And if he was a man, he would answer that question. Are you prepared, A, to give up 70 to 80% of your income? And if you can't answer that, there's nothing else for us to talk about. Make them speak about the issues that they supposedly like. It's easy to get out there and say Trump bad, Orange Man bad, and all this kind of stuff. Say, hey man, you want to give up 70% of your income? It's just what she wants, equity versus equality. Yeah. Are you okay with Transformers? Is that what you want? Ask them the questions that they are expected to answer. And then let people see, hey, listen, I just talked to, Dwayne Wade here, and Dwayne Wade, who played for the Miami Heat, he's got a Transformer kid. This is what he's trying to do. This is where his mindset is. You're going to put on his jersey and run around with it? Is that who you are? Football season is starting. this weekend, tomorrow, tomorrow, the Miami Dolphins play the Atlanta Falcons in their first preseason game. And I talk to so many Dolphins fans because I used to have a Dolphins channel and blah, 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 blah. And then I say to them, do you understand what's about to happen? In fact, the Miami Dolphins today called me. And I'm like, it's not something I'm looking to do right now. I gotta think about some other things because there's some things that are more important. I beg of you to begin talking to people bravely and letting them know what's in store, because the alternative is lie after lie after lie, gaslighting on an epic scale. That's all they have to look forward to, including kids at school. I'm flying up to North Carolina in a couple weeks to see my grandkids. And, my daughter is doing so well keeping them shielded from all the crap that's going on in school. and people need help, that's just where it is. I don't want to bring you guys down, but things are really bad. The Harris-Walz campaign will end on August 22nd, the last day of the DNCC. Yeah, she may not. This may be the final of the audition. I got a video coming out that basically highlights what exactly she's doing right now, and basically it may be worse than you think. There are some people that think that she is doing nothing more than grabbing as much money as possible before she has to make her exit. That's probably a pastor taking the Kamala money. No, he said, I can't do it. I'm talking Barry, and I'm not stopping. I get flipped off. I get screamed at. I get cursed at. I'm not stopping. Exactly. Eventually, you may reach that one or two people who say, thank you. Thank you for talking to me about that. But if you put it in terms of how it affects them, forget. Don't even talk about Trump. That's been my in. I don't talk about Trump because right away, I hate Trump. Hey, man, are you down with this paying 70 to 80% of your income in income taxes? No, who's talking about that? I heard Kamala talking about it. I haven't brought up Trump. Hey, man, are you okay with these little boys turning to becoming little girls without the parents noticing it or being notified? You okay with that? Would that be okay in the school that little Johnny goes to? No, who wants to do that? Kamala wants to do that. You got to get them thinking about things that actually affect them. If you bring up Trump first, the first inclination is going to give you the Heisman. Trump, white billionaire, 34 felonies, blah, 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 blah. Talk about the stuff that she won't talk about with them. And I guarantee you, people will stand up and go, no, I'm not down with that. Just not down with it. People get all upset when I talk about Trump. Yeah, don't talk about Trump. Talk about the issues. Say, listen, I'm not really sure myself who, is the best person. But I've heard that one of the candidates wants to make income taxes 70 to 80%. Who? Kamala. Oh, that's a lie. Oh, let me pull up this video. Boom. Oh my God, she said that? Yeah, that's what she wants to do. That's what I've been doing. It took a long time, but I would just send my sisters. I didn't send them stuff what Trump said. I would send them stuff that the Democrats said. And, they all have nieces and nephews and kids, and they understand. They've got good careers, and every time I'd send them something, I'm like, is this real? That's when I knew they didn't know. Is this real? Yeah, it's real. Where'd you get this? Oh, here's where I got it. Who said that? Yeah, here it is right here. Once you start opening their eyes to what they're supporting, and one of my sisters, I said to her, and this was funny. I called her up, and I go, I didn't know that you believed in this. And was talking about Transformers. So she goes, what do you mean? You always talk about Obama and Kamala, and I didn't know that you were okay with this. Is this? I just found out myself. And they're like, I didn't know about you. You'd be amazed how much people don't know. They only know what the news has told them. That's it. Yeah, a lot of people don't know how generous Trump has been. It just hasn't been that way. I worked in an environment / university that if you spoke your mind, you could lose your job, a type of indoctrination by osmosis. And that's one of the things that I'm talking about. If they felt comfortable in their ideology and they felt comfortable, I mean, like, I'm a Christian, I'm never going to say I'm not. If somebody asks me, yeah, hopefully they can just see how I live and go, yeah, you must be a Christian, yeah. I believe in it, so I'm not going to hide it. Why are you so worried about what people think? Why do these college campuses want to do things like this and have people don't discuss it, don't even bring it up, don't talk about it? It was funny. There was a guy from the Miami Herald, and every once in a while he would tweet something political, and of course I jump right in. Boom. I don't care. Here's Barry. He's going to say something. And then one day, all of a sudden, he said the Miami Herald has asked him not to make any more political tweets. And I thought to myself, yeah, you're beholden to a job. You need to do what they say. But are they doing it with this guy here? Because I saw him tweet something. Just goes to show you. You mean Kamala is taking Joe's campaign money? Oh, and a lot more. That and a lot more. Let's see here. I've been around a while, and I don't know anyone who speaks as well as Perry. No, I'm not a speaker. The thing is, I just speak from the heart. Just want you guys to know what I'm feeling, and I'm not trying to basically sway anybody or change them. I'm just trying to tell you what I see. And when I see what I see, it tells me that Trump is going to win big time. Because nobody wants to discuss the actual things that people say. Tomorrow, if you tune in, you'll see I'm gonna be going over the polling data, and I'll rip some of that polling data inside and out, where you can actually see what the demographic methodology really is, and then you can just see it for yourself. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people who are seeing the polls come out daily, and they're getting frustrated. They may be even getting a little worried, and I'm like, this stuff isn't showing up in the polls. When she announced that she was going to run for president, I said on video, "Oh, she'll be up in the polls in 2 weeks." No doubt. No doubt that they would basically do anything they can to make sure that she appears as she's just the best candidate ever. They had to. At the risk of destroying their own personal credibility, they had to do everything possible to make her look like a great candidate. And it's worked to some extent. It's worked pretty well on the surface. But down below, there are numbers there that aren't moving, that aren't changing. And they're trying to do all kinds of artificial manipulation. Like, I understand that now they're trying to do a little bit of drilling to drop the price of gas down a little bit. But it's kind of baked in at this point. The prices, I've mentioned before, this thing called America is a giant cruise ship. It doesn't just turn on a 90-degree angle. You got to go way around to make it look better. And you only got this much time. And something tells me if they have this DNC thing in the next week or so, the amount of protests that are going to happen outside, I don't know how they're going to basically shut all that up. And what you're going to see is a show of epic proportions. There's going to be all kinds of entertainers. There's going to be all kinds of performers out there doing it. And they may even have a drag show with RuPaul. Who knows? But it ain't real. You know, Megan Thee Stallion, she did her thing in Atlanta, she left. You know, when Lee Greenwood sang that song for Trump, any chance he gets, he shows up. Kid Rock shows up. These people they're supporters of the man. Megan Thee Stallion was a paid performer. She was just a concert. When Taylor Swift does it, she's just going to do it to her fans. When she's not fighting terrorists, that is. Just don't get swayed by it. And understand there are a lot of people out there looking for people like you and people like me to help them talk through everything. And understand that people need your guidance. Just as if you were going to church. Seriously. Just nothing different. Except one's for the Lord, one's for an election. But in any event, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for tuning in for 2 shows today. And just remember that there are people out there who need you. Not just your family, of course that, but I mean there's people politically who need your intelligence out there. They're being lied to constantly. Talk to you guys tomorrow.